we didn't get to see the 4 scrum halves on the field at the same time for the Springboks, but we did see a pretty impressive performance from them. My name's Mark, let's talk rugby. Yeah, so no 4 scrum halves for South Africa, but we did see 3 of them on the field and 2 hookers, and that sounds like a pretty good hand in poker to me. Yeah, but it was just so easy for them, wasn't it, in that game? Romania, to start out, carrying hard out of round 22 early on. They do well, but then Simonescu, he kicks it out on the full after the ball was carried back into the 22. Mistake there and puts themselves under pressure, and that was kind of their whole afternoon, really. South Africa attack off the line out, win a penalty, up for the scrum, and then Reinark sells a dummy, goes over to score, and the scrum was just, all day was dominated by South Africa, really. Wilmse puts a very kickable conversion across the post as 5-0. South Africa then win a penalty at the breakdown, and Leroux kicks it into the corner. Romania defend the maul well, but there's space out wide. Wilmse will be passed to Leroux, and then he finds Mapimpi on the switch, and Mapimpi is over to score. Wilmse converts this one. We're at 12-0. And, you already know there's no shocks for the Springboks today, going about their work very well. Romania have a period of possession, but the ball goes to ground. Van Staden gets there first, and then Reinark goes over for his second try. Wilmse converts for 19-0. Wilmse then produces a great step to go through the Romanian defence and over to score. Great work at the breakdown from Quagga Smith in the build-up to that one. He turned the ball over. Then Wilmse converts his own tries, 26-0. Romania win a penalty, decide to go for the post, but then Manamua sends it well wide of the post, and they didn't really get anywhere near close scoring a point at all today. South Africa win another penalty, goes to the corner, Ari claims the line out, then the maul splits and Van Staden goes over to ground. It's no try though, because there was obstruction from Klein as he was just ahead of Ori as he set up the maul. South Africa then come again, but Williams takes Simonescu out in the air, and Romania get a bit of a breather. They go up the line for that penalty and have a rare visit into the South Africa 22, but then South Africa claim the line out and kick the ball clear. South Africa then counter ruck Romania off the ball and actually over their own try line. They win a penalty, go to the corner, but they knock on, and Romania have a defensive 5-metre scrum. South Africa then just absolutely dominated them in the scrum. The ball pops out the side. Reinark collects it and goes over for his hat-trick. Wilmse converts for 33-0. Then we have Willie Leroux. Drops a ball in his own 22. He caught it initially, but then he kind of looked inside to see what his options were, and the ball just slipped out of his hands. Scrum to Romania in an attacking position, but it comes to nothing. They couldn't do anything with their set piece today. The biggest roar of the first half then was when Gotinek went on a bit of a mazy run upfield. Again, though, it comes to nothing, but there was at least a bit of excitement for the neutrals. I think Romania had this problem where they'd go on a run and they'd make some decent progress, and the ball would be there for them to secure and just kind of reset and build on that position. But almost every time what they did was instead somebody would kick the ball through and South Africa would just claim the ball, and it was just stupid. They didn't really seem to have a plan other than just kick and hope. And obviously the difference in class between the two teams is major, but still, you think that somebody would just say, listen, hold on to the ball for a bit, but no, not really. So from here then, the set piece is just all South Africa. It doesn't matter whether they put into the scrum or the line out is theirs or Romania's. They're the ones winning the ball all the time. Romania, they do have a more settled period as, they manage finally to reduce the scoring rate of the Springboks down below a point per minute, although it goes back up later. They win a penalty for a high tackle from Klein and kick that to the corner. Klein may be a little lucky that Reynal called it that it was chest contact first, because it looked like it was actually a shoulder into the head. But, we've seen these things be missed for most teams somewhere, and I've said it before, like, if you trawl through enough video, you're gonna find something that could be a red card from almost every team in almost every game, it seems. But from here, Romania claimed the line out, and then Motok, he charges towards the line. He gets about a meter away from it then, but then Quagga Smith latches onto the ball and wins the penalty. He's such a threat at the breakdown. He's going to be someone that Ireland are going to have to watch next week, because if he gets over your ball, you're not shifting him out of there. He's going to win the penalty for his team. South Africa line out then malfunctions, like very rarely. It was just as the rain started teeming down and fans are running for cover. Halftime score then is 3-0. South Africa are in complete control. South Africa then, second half, they go to the corner with an early penalty. They maul it and they drive over, despite, what was a decent defensive effort from Romania. Fourie is the score. Wilmsen misses the conversion, and we're at 38-0. Romania then have a chance to go to the corner, but South Africa win a penalty, as basically Romania were sealing the ball off because they were so afraid of the likes of Quagga Smith at the breakdown that they were diving off their feet to try and protect the ball. Wilmsen then looked to have gotten his second try of the game, but Moody actually prevented Vavasa from making a tackle. Back we come for penalty advantage for South Africa. They go for the scrum, absolutely destroy Romania in the scrum, and it's a penalty try, 45-0. Grant Williams then zips through a gap, shows good pace and a good step as well to go over and score. That's converted by Wilmsen for 52-0. Romania, rare time on attack. South Africa, initially they turn the ball over, but then Romania once again just poked the ball forward, and Moody this time, he picks the ball up somebody else I think picked the ball up, but then Moody's able to counter. No, it was him. Yeah, what am I thinking? But initially he does well. Like, he gets in behind, and there's basically one defender there. He's got options either side. He just really needs to draw and pass, and they're over for a try. But they kind of overcomplicate things, and the ball goes forward, and it's no try. But in a game like this, you can kind of forgive that. If it was against Ireland and it was a tight game, it would have been like criminal to have done that. But then from here, then Williams then steps his way over for another try after another dominant South Africa 5-meter scrum. Faf de Klerk converts this one, so this is when we've got our 3 scrum halves on the field, and it's 59-0. Shortly after that, then Mapimpi goes from about 60 meters after another turnover. I think it was Leroux gave the pass out to him, and then he just had too much pace down the wing. De Klerk misses the conversion. It's 64-0. Van Staden, now he's South Africa's third choice hooker, because our Malcolm Marx is out of the rest of the Rugby World Cup. Real pity. He's such an amazing player. Like, gotta be up there in the top 2 or 3 hookers in the world, and he's going to be a big miss for them. But Van Staden, he gets to start throwing into the line out, and does pretty well. He hits his man most of the time. They attack then off that line out. De Klerk finds Leroux, and then he puts Mapimpi over to complete his hat trick. De Klerk makes it 71-0. Leroux goes over for another try, as Romania, they just kind of stand off him, and it looks like they're leaving, covering him and tackling him to each other. De Klerk hits the upright with the conversion attempt. It's 76-0. That was our final score. Great win for South Africa, and a nice run out for the wider squad as well. People will say it's poor opposition or whatever, but South Africa, they're able to change pretty much their entire team and still run up this score. So fair play to them. You can only beat what's in front of you. Same with Ireland when they played Romania as well. The South Africa team that were rested for this are probably going to get like a harder time in training than this team got against Romania this week. And but the team that played today, they did their job well. They started well and they kept the foot on the gas throughout. So we've seen a few less fancy teams this weekend cause problems for the tier 1 nations, but not a sniff of it in this one. And also they reminded doubters that they can move the ball and use those dangerous backs when the opportunity presents itself. And some people sometimes think that South Africa are always just 10-man rugby, but it's not. They've got the ability out wide. Sometimes they can just beat you and don't need to go there, but if they do need to go there, they can. And something to also note is that they've now only conceded 3 points in their opening 2 games, so really mean defence there as well. And Ireland are going to have to be top of their game to be able to break down that defence to get any tries against them next weekend as well. Romania now conceded more than 150 points in 2 games. Questions are going to be asked about should they be at the Rugby World Cup. My answer is simple: absolutely, because they qualified for it and they earned a place there. Probably not going to qualify in 4 years' time unless there's massive improvements, because you can see from the other teams that are there, the likes of Chile, Portugal, Uruguay, that the standards of the less fancy tier 2 teams is increasing. And Romania, if they don't improve with them, they're just going to drop down that ladder, as it were, in terms of being anywhere near getting to qualification for Rugby World Cups. So I think that's going to be good, that those teams are going to drive standards at that level. It would be nice, again, I say it a lot, but it's something that bears repeating, more support for tier 2 teams and tier 3 teams to bring up the level, because you can see that there is potential and talent there. But as well, for Romania, you have to remember they just played the top 2 teams in the world. There's at the moment, there's paper thin margin between Ireland and South Africa at the top of those rankings in terms of points. So, no other team in the history of Rugby World Cups has had as difficult a first 2 games as Romania just had. Other teams may have had something similar, having to face the top 2 in the world back to back, but it's very rare, and it's difficult to judge Romania on that because of that exceptional circumstance as well. They're probably going to be well beaten by Tonga and Scotland in their remaining 2 games as well, but maybe at least they're going to get a couple more scores on the board themselves.